Hello, and welcome to Day 4 of AARC Congress Live. My name is Carl Hinkson, AARC's President-elect for 2023 and 2024. For the last 2 days, the AARC's award ceremony has showcased scientific, literary, and achievement awards from the ARCF, the winner of the National Respiratory Patient Advocacy Award, inductees into the 2021 class of AARC Legends, Zenith Award winners to our best-in-class industry partners, and our House of Delegates Award winners. Today, we recognize even more prestigious award winners like our new class of AARC Fellows, our Specialty Practitioners of the Year, AARC's Life and Honorary Awards, and the highest honor bestowed upon a respiratory therapist from the AARC, the Jimmy A. Young Medal. Today, you'll learn more about Jimmy Young, the man, the leader, innovator, and practitioner. He was a man who built bridges to our future and was the association's 22nd president. He was a man who gave this profession hope for the profession that we are today. If this year's meeting was a live event, I know I would be looking out into a sea of respiratory therapists who instill hope. The work you've done for the last 2 years would be viewed as nearly incomprehensible to the RTs who laid the foundation for our profession. You give me hope that we will make it through this pandemic. You give me hope that the profession future RTs will inherit will be stronger, more influential, and will be better recognized for its contributions. I am proud of every one of you. My name is Carl Hinkson. I am a proud respiratory therapist. Thanks to all of you. Enjoy today's program.
Your strength as respiratory therapists have led this country through great adversity. Your resilience has allowed you to persevere through the darkest hours in our country's history. You have seen tragedy. You have seen despair. But through it all, you have been a beacon of light, and your leadership has spread hope to patients, the profession, and healthcare providers across the globe. You have given hope that recovery is possible and our future is bright. The AARC thanks you for your steadfast belief that there is a future beyond this pandemic. And we know you will continue to spread hope to all patients because you are a respiratory therapist. AARC 2021, Strength, Resilience, Hope.
Hello, my name is Frank Salvatore, Chair of the AARC's Fellowship Committee. Every year, select members of the respiratory care profession are honored with the Fellow of the American Association for Respiratory Care, or FAARC. This designation recognizes outstanding contributions to the profession in areas ranging from education to research to clinical practice and more. The AARC Fellowship Program was established to recognize active or associate members in good standing who have made profound and sustained contributions to the art and science of respiratory care and to the AARC.
Thanks, Frank. As a fellow of the AARC yourself, I know you understand the importance and significance the FARC credential carries. It represents excellence and sustained contributions throughout an illustrious career. But how is someone designated an FAARC? Each year, the Fellowship Committee reviews countless nominations for individuals who exemplify service to the AARC and/or its chartered affiliates. This is represented through leadership, scholarly activity, and efforts to advance the profession at a state, national, or international level. These individuals represent the best in respiratory care. Today, we recognize them. Tomorrow, it may be you. These, ladies and gentlemen, please join us in congratulating the 2021 class of AARC Fellows.
Thank you, Sherry and Frank. Now, here are our 2021 FAARC Awards winners. Joyce A. Baker, Amy Barden Spencer, Ann D. Cuccia, Hoi Ching Ga, Katrina M. Hines, Robert A. Balk, William L. Croft, Zach Gant, Michael E. Madison, Mary P. Martinasek, Kevin M. McQueen, Bill E. Monthan, Lenny Nyangara, Margaret Pierce, Karsten J. Roberts, Jose D. Rojas, Denise Willis, Ralph D. Zimmerman, Terry Miller, the 2021 Albert H. Andrews Jr. MD Memorial Award, presented by the National Board for Respiratory Care, goes to Dr. Robert Aronson. This award, given annually, recognizes a physician who has given their time and talent to the respiratory care profession, and more specifically to the crediting system.
I am deeply humbled and honored to have been selected as this year's recipient of the Albert H. Andrews Jr. MD Award from the National Board for Respiratory Care. Although I'm now a pulmonary and critical care physician, my medical career started as an OJT respiratory therapist at Maine Medical Center back in 1975, having been trained by none other than Bob Miller, former president of the AARC and the first respiratory therapist president of the NBRC, for whom the Robert H. Miller RRT Award is named. Back in the early 1950s, Bob was hired as the first respiratory therapist in the state of Maine by my father, Albert Aronson, Maine's first formally trained pulmonologist. So respiratory therapy seems to run in the family. Together, these two men, may they rest in peace, started the profession of inhalation therapy, as it was called at that time, in the state. The Andrews Award certainly will not spell the end of my association with respiratory care. I hope to continue to serve the organizations that support this noble profession that is essential for the treatment, recovery, and well-being of our patients. As for me, although a physician, you know what they say, once an RT, always an RT. Many thanks to the NBRC for this prestigious award, and to both the AARC and NBRC for the opportunity to serve the respiratory care profession. May it continue to grow and prosper. Thank you.
The Dr. Ralph L. Kendall Outstanding Site Visitor Award recognizes a site visitor's dedicated service and outstanding contributions to COARC's mission of high-quality respiratory care education. The award is named for Dr. Ralph Kendall as a permanent expression of COARC's recognition for his outstanding services as a site visitor and mentor. The 2021 Dr. Ralph Kendall Outstanding Site Visitor Award goes to Diane Oldfather.
Greetings. Thank you to the COARC for selecting me to receive this prestigious award in the name of Dr. Ralph Kendall. Dr. Kendall was a great asset to the COARC board and resource to many respiratory programs throughout the nation. He will be dearly missed by the respiratory community. I'm greatly honored to receive this award and for all the opportunities afforded me by the COARC. Thank you to Dr. Ian Gilmore and Diane Flatlin for nominating me for this honor, and to all the COARC site visitors that I've worked with that have served as my mentor. A big thank you to Bonnie Mars for all she does with the COARC, from scheduling site visits and assigning the site visit team to making sure the team has all the information needed for the reviewing of the program. Also, Bonnie has done an outstanding job in taking a site visit from a physical visit to a virtual platform. Thank you to the AARC for developing this award ceremony in a virtual format to be included in the Congress program. Thank you to all the COARC site visitors who volunteered their time for participating in the accreditation process, and to the educators training future respiratory therapists. Over my 6 years as site visitor, it has been a blessing to participate in the accreditation process. The best part has been interacting with the COARC team and other site visitors and everyone involved at the program level. I also thank my family for their support while I have the opportunity to participate as a COARC site visitor. At this time, I also extend gratitude to all the respiratory therapists working on the front line during this pandemic. You truly are the breath of life for our patients and a great representation of our profession in the medical community. Thank you all again, and my thoughts go with you as we continue through these trying times during the pandemic.
Congratulations, Diane. Let's take a moment to see how RTs celebrated hope during RC Week 2021.
What does it mean to have hope as a respiratory therapist during the pandemic? Hope is really what keeps us all going, right? We see life from birth to death, and we have to have a hope in our heart that there's more to life than this. So sometimes when things get really hard and I need to be cheered up, I look to my faith. God gives me hope.
During the first 3 days of AARC Congress 2021 Live, we celebrated extraordinary accomplishments from outstanding individuals. We recognized excellence from the American Respiratory Care Foundation. The National Respiratory Patient Advocacy Award recipient was recognized through our collaboration with the FACES Foundation. The AARC People's Choice Awards, better known as the Zenith Awards, were bestowed upon 6 companies who excel in service, quality of products, and support of the respiratory care profession. And our House of Delegates recognized outstanding contributors from the House and the coveted Summit Award. Today, we continue to recognize excellence through our very own AARC Awards. Our Specialty Practitioner of the Year Award is given to an individual who has displayed superb leadership, who are the best of the best, and represent excellence in their respective specialty sections. The AARC's honorary membership is awarded to an individual who is not a respiratory therapist and does not qualify for active member status, but has displayed extraordinary contributions to support the AARC, the profession, and the RT and our patients. Our Lifetime Achievement Award is bestowed upon an individual who has provided lasting and sustained contributions to the association throughout a long and illustrious career. This individual is represented with a lifetime membership to the AARC as a way of our saying thanks. And finally, the highest honor the association bestows upon an individual, the Jimmy A. Young Medal. Later in the ceremony, Interim Executive Director Sam Giordano will share Jimmy's life and his legacy to the profession, and you'll hear from this year's winner. Please enjoy the remainder of our award ceremony.
Thank you, Sherry. Now, here are your 2021 Specialty Practitioner of the Year Award winners. Adult Acute Care Section, Troy Whitaker. Ambulatory and Post-Acute Care Section, Katie Pennington. The Diagnostics Section, Katrina Hines. The Education Section, Georgiana Sergakis. The Leadership and Management Section, Carl Hinkson. The Neonatal and Pediatrics section, Ann Geiskemper. The Sleep section, Amanda Roby. The Surface and Air Transport section, Emily Burnett. It is now time to introduce the AARC Life and Honorary Membership Awards. This designation is given to those who have made a significant impact to the AARC and its members over the course of their careers. We are proud to announce this year's Honorary Membership Award winner to be Asha Desai.
AARC, thank you for this honor. I have enjoyed getting to know so many of you during my 19 plus years at the AARC. You make a difference for every patient you meet, every student you inspire, every stranger who sees your dedication to your profession. So thank you for all that you do and for letting me be a part of your world.
And our Life Membership Award winner goes to Carl Haas.
I would like to thank the American Association for Respiratory Care for granting me the AARC Life Member Award. It is a tremendous honor to receive this recognition. I've been an AARC member for 45 years and have attended dozens of annual international Congress events as well as open forums. The AARC has been an integral part of my professional development as well as my professional volunteerism. I have been fortunate to have been able to actively participate in my state affiliate, the Michigan Society for Respiratory Care, and our state licensing board, as well as with the AARC and the National Board for Respiratory Care. None of this would have been possible without the tremendous support from my family and my employer. I would like to give a special thank you to my wife, Sue, and to my colleagues at Michigan Medicine for their support throughout my career. I retired from the hospital this past March after 44 years of service, so this honor is particularly appreciated. Thank you again, AARC.
And now our final award of the program. The Jimmy A. Young Medal recognizes those who have made lasting contributions in the profession of respiratory care and the AARC. It is the highest honor bestowed by the AARC and in honor of AARC President Jimmy A. Young, who died in 1975 after serving the organization for many years. We would like to introduce AARC former Executive Director Sam Giordano.
The Jimmy Young Medal is what some would call a Lifetime Achievement Award. After many, many decades of service, medalists or potential medalists are considered and nominated. Many of them have contributed to research, others to service to their communities, their patients. They're generally very well-rounded individuals who have given more of themselves than one could ever know. I was honored to be selected a Jimmy Young medalist. I know Jimmy, knew him personally, and I'm very proud to be a medalist. Jimmy always put our patients first, but he helped build bridges to the future for our profession. He had vision. Jimmy served as AARC's 22nd president in 1973. He began his career as an inhalation therapist in 1960 as a trainee, but he moved up quickly through the ranks to leadership positions in clinical services, education, and management, with a lot of help from our physician partners. He established Mass General's first respiratory services department while earning a faculty appointment at Harvard Medical School. He authored over 20 manuscripts and authored one of our very first textbooks. Jimmy did all this while using his vision to assist inhalation therapy evolve to become the respected profession it is today. He did this by advocating for expanding the scope of practice for inhalation therapists beyond breathing treatments and oxygen therapy, thus expanding their value to our patients and our colleagues on the healthcare delivery team. Sadly, we lost Jimmy to a fatal heart attack at the age of 40 in 1975. But he left us a legacy, his vision. He saw our potential to increase our value to our patients. And he moved our profession and our organization forward in order to realize that potential. He inspired those of us who followed to maximize and document our value in order to build and sustain our profession. He helped replace inhalation therapist with the broader descriptor respiratory therapist, and in so doing changed the name of our profession and our association. Jimmy left us a legacy of service, research, and vision. These elements now are our overarching goals for our profession. Jimmy was the type of person that helped identify and groom what he thought were potential leaders. I was honored to be one of them. He asked me one day if I'd get more involved in the AARC and submit for election to their board of directors, which I did. And because of his encouragement, and only because of his encouragement, did I do that. And actually, if it wasn't for that, I wouldn't have been elected to the board, I wouldn't have been its treasurer of the AARC, or its president. And from the presidency, I wouldn't have been the AARC's CEO for over 30 years. He had an impact. We do not limit it to respiratory therapists. Many physicians have been so honored as well. So this is not just about respiratory therapists. This is really about service to the patients with respiratory diseases and, of course, the association and the profession.
The AARC is proud to present this year's medal to Jerry Krishnan. Dr. Krishnan is a physician scientist with expertise in the care of patients with asthma, chronic obstructive pulmonary disease, COPD, and other complex obstructive lung disorders. Dr. Krishnan is an expert in care delivery science and co-directs the Institute for Healthcare Delivery Design. Dr. Krishnan is the Associate Vice Chancellor for Population Health Sciences and a Professor of Medicine and Public Health in the School of Public Health at the University of Illinois at Chicago, as well as a professor in the Division of Epidemiology and Biostatistics in the School of Public Health at the University of Illinois at Chicago. Congratulations, Dr. Krishnan, and thank you for your contributions to the respiratory care field.
Well, thank you for the honor of being the 45th awardee of the Jimmy A. Young Medal from AARC. This honor is particularly special because of the person after whom the award is named, Jimmy A. Young. Sam Giordano, himself a recipient of the medal nearly 20 years ago, recalls Mr. Young as someone who always put patients first, built bridges and teams, and served as a transformative leader. I'm also honored because of being included now among a long list of distinguished clinicians, administrators, and researchers who made a lasting and sustained contributions to the profession of respiratory care and to the AARC. In addition to Sam Giordano, previous awardees include David Eubanks, John J. Marini, Tom Petty, Dean Hess, Neil McIntyre, Forrest Bird, Richard Branson, and many others. In fact, after learning more about the Jimmy Young Award and the previous awardees, I have started to develop feelings of self-doubt and personal incompetence, otherwise known as imposter syndrome. For the record, my wife, colleagues, and kids are truly shocked and in fact surprised that the AARC selected me, and that's not helping my self-confidence. Anyway, as some of you may know, I have collaborated with the AARC in writing guidelines for home oxygen, and in conducting a survey of our membership about the role of respiratory therapists in home oxygen services. These experiences, together with what I see each week in clinic, caring for patients with lung disease, including some who have developed COVID-19, reinforce my strong belief that more respiratory therapists are needed to provide frontline care for patients with respiratory conditions, not only in acute settings, but also in ambulatory clinical settings. Also, the AARC is very well positioned to play a central role in improving hospital-to-home transitions and in innovative care models like the Acute Hospital Home Initiative. And that the AARC is a natural partner for pulmonologists like me, as well as other healthcare providers interested in redesigning how healthcare can be a better fit for people rather than the other way around. So thank you, and do let me know where I should return the Jimmy A. Young Medal.
Thank you for joining us for this year's awards ceremony. The awards ceremony is a way for us to recognize the best among us, and this year was no exception. We congratulate all who were honored this year. Next year, our AARC 2022 Congress will commence in New Orleans, Louisiana. We hope to see you there. Once again, thank you for watching this year's awards program, and be sure to tune in to our Phil Kitteridge Memorial Lecture.